Back-to-back wildfires that burned along the Front Range this year are raising some serious research questions.
Yeah, like how much pollution was really emitted and what is that doing to our health? 9 News this morning, 9 News reporter Anusha Roy is joining us live in Denver with more details. Anusha, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Corey and Jordan. The researchers I talked to said the pollution from wildfires is just as concerning to them as the pollution from driving cars and fossil fuels and greenhouse gas emissions. The context of this conversation was all around some of our most recent fires, like the Quarry Fire, the Stone Canyon Fire, then of course the record-breaking ones as well. There is also research globally that shows that in places like Canada that had a historic wildfire season last year, that the forest emitted more carbon than most countries' fossil fuel emissions for the entire year of 2022. The concern is particulate matter, the pollutant that can make people sick. It can trigger things like asthma and other respiratory problems. The big question is, how long do those health impacts stick around, especially after the smoke clears out? And researchers say they're getting a better idea of how these fires are impacting climate change itself.
And what I wanted to mention was that there is usually this balance between the release of carbon emissions from fires and then the subsequent drawdown of forests growing again, right? So there's this carbon balance of release and then drawdown. But with these increasingly large fires, it's unclear whether that's still balanced. Potential drawdown not being balancing with that in subsequent months and years. That could mean there's this larger amount of carbon left in the atmosphere that is then subsequently feeding back and increasing that climate change impact.
The other thing that researchers are looking into is the actual composition of that particulate matter from, let's say, a wildfire versus diesel or fossil fuels, and how that could have different impacts on our health. Reporting live in Denver, Anusha Roy, 9 News.
All right, Anusha, thank you.